Well, hello guys and welcome back to part 2 of Let's Play Spyro Reignited Trilogy. In the last part we completed the Artisans homeworld, Sunny Flight and Stonehill. So in this part we'll be doing Dark Hollow, Town Square and also Toasty, which will just conclude the Artisans world. And then we can move on to Peacekeepers. I love what you can like do in the loading screen now. You can just like make him like roll, you can make him, you can like move him about, you can make him breathe flame. That's actually a nice touch because as I say the loading times are not exactly short in this game, so it actually does help keep you entertained while you wait. This is actually one of the levels in Reignited Trilogy that actually really impresses me, the detail that they actually put into this level in the remasters. Like the ivy on the walls, the brick on the walls right here, the candles, the lighting. It all pretty much impresses me, and that's actually the first time I've actually been got, so. Too busy admiring the scenery and not like, concentrating on the game.
Oh, it's you. I wasn't sure if you'd escape those annoying little creatures. Of course they wouldn't bother me, but here's a hint. Their metal armor is fireproof, but a charge attack will take care of them.
But, saying that, I mean, look at the, like the bookshelves here as well. I mean, they weren't there before in the original game, and I just think it's so nice that they've added things like that in. But as I was saying, like the best, where all the good stuff happens is down here. I mean, like the bookshelves down here, the candles set out. This is actually the level that actually blew me away, and actually the first time I actually played through Reignited Trilogy, especially this room here. Previously I thought it was just a courtyard, but actually I was wrong. It's actually like a library now. So it's I say books all around, candles all around. It's just like a really nice peaceful room. And I don't know what Spyro is doing, but it's sort of like glitching out right now, which is
Spyro, want to know a secret? Use the action button when you want to zoom in and look around.
Oh, your secret's safe with me.
Sorry if you might occasionally hear squeaks from my chair. Well, that's actually, unfortunately that's something I actually cannot help, because you just move one bit in this particular chair and it does actually seem to squeak a lot, so I'll do my best to avoid moving about, but I'm actually not a person who like gets comfortable in a single position, so you might actually hear it a lot, I'm afraid, so I'm sorry about that, guys. So that's the chest unlocked, which is full of just reds and greens, which is not a problem because, as I said, there's only 100 gems in this level. So this is probably the level that has the most gems, has the least gems. Sorry, I'm talking terrible today. I'm just like mixing all my words up. It's like. So the final 20 gems are up here. So. And now this is the part that's actually like really funny, because especially what this dragon's going to say here, because you've actually had to pass the big knocks that you actually have to flame before he actually even tells you this, so.
Big enemies like this north with the club cannot be charged, but a quick flame, that should defeat them.
Too late, pal. Too late. I've already done it. That's something that's like always like sort of like cracked me up as a kid. And partly as a teen as well, because it is actually it's kind of like bad, you know, like you have to like defeat all the enemies before it actually tells you how to defeat them, so. Anyway, returning back to Artisans right here. And now we go on to the probably my favourite level in the Artisans' home. In fact, it is my favourite level in the Artisans' home, Town Square. And while we're waiting in the loading screen right here, I just want to give my my friend a shout out right here, which is the YouTube user Noel McDavid, who also does lots of Spyro videos, and she's currently doing a Spyro Let's Play series right now of Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, or Gateway to Glimmer, depending on where you're from. I'm from Europe, but I've actually always known it as Ripto's Rage. And she also does mental health vlogs as well, which is actually I actually enjoy watching, and there's like a nice like friendly small community on there, so she's definitely worth checking out, guys. And also she supports my my channel a bit. She actually watches my videos. She's actually subscribed to me and I'm subscribed to her, so we both like watch each other's channel, so she's definitely worth checking out. So
welcome to Town Square, Spyro. Begin exploring by gliding to that area with the bulls. Use the right stick to get a good look.
so she's definitely worth giving her a subscribe. And I've just flamed one of the bulls because so that now means that I can not get the skill points. So but as I say, skill points are not the end of the world. I might come back for skill points later on, I don't know yet, but I'm just getting skill points as they are, or skill points as I remember. Like the easier skill points, like the one in I don't know, maybe like Lofty Castle and Haunted Towers, where you have to flame things, and but some of the other ones I'm not going to bother with, really.
Thanks, Spyro. I had the worst itch on the tip of my wing. Did you know that you get your longest glides by pressing the jump button at the very top of your jump?
Definitely, I do. I always known that, but one thing that actually always confuses me with once I've been playing Spyro 2 and 3 for a bit, I end up trying to hover in Spyro 1, which is probably one of the worst things you can do, because you can't hover in Spyro 1 and you're actually trying to glide to a far platform and it doesn't work, so you actually end up falling to your death.
Spyro, did you see a man dressed in blue running around here? He's a thief, and he's stolen a dragon egg. You've got to track him down and get that egg! Run! Run! I'm getting a little winded.
I've always loved that dragon. I just always have, you know, his personality is his script. One thing they have changed in Reignited Trilogy is if you try to glide from here, it's a lot harder now. However, you can still do it, but it's actually easier to actually use a charge. And also this egg thief here is also hard to get, because he actually, in the originals, I could actually chase him before he even got to the caves and actually catch him before he actually got inside the cave. But now I have to actually chase him through the cave, and then on the way out get him as he jumps down. So they've actually definitely beefed up the difficulty there in that respect. Of course, collecting the final gems and the final dragon right here. And then that concludes Town Square.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. You can always track your progress by accessing the guidebook through the pause menu.
This is actually pretty interesting because it actually no longer just says thank you for releasing me. They've actually added extra script on, which is kind of interesting. And another thing I do as well, I always seem to head for the return home portals after I've fully completed the levels. A lot of speedrunners actually go into the pause menu and quit the level, whereas I actually, just out of a matter of habit, just complete the level, probably because I'm used to having to do it in Crash, and you have to do it in Crash. Because if you collect the crystal in Crash and exit the level, you don't get the crystal actually obtained. You actually have to go through the level completion to actually do it, but in Spyro that's not the case. But out of a matter of habit, I'm always going to exit the level normally, so that's why you'll see me doing that a lot. So here's Toasty. Now this is a level that's actually I struggled on first time I played Reignited. For some reason the dogs seem a bit actually harder to attack and not get hit by, so and also the dogs, they're not as scary as there was in the original as well, which is seemed to like made the characters more cute than scary, which is kind of interesting really. I mean, I don't mind at all. It was sort of like the polar bear in that you get chased by in Crash 2 looked more funny than scary than it was in the original. But I don't mind that at all because I mean character design does have to change, and but seriously guys, I've actually never like struggled with the we're actually dealing with these dogs in the original game. Apart from when I was a child, of course, because I mean, obviously we're not the best at video games when we start out, but it's a great place to start out. I mean, you've got to start out obviously somewhere, but now this is something interesting that somebody pointed out. It was actually Noella actually pointed this out to me actually in her long play. The picture of Autumn Plains in Spyro 1 in Toasty. So actually putting a screenshot of or a picture of a level from Spyro 2 in Spyro 1 I actually found pretty interesting. Same as what she also pointed out, that in the level Colossus in Spyro 2, you can also see some Spyro 1 levels.
Nasty North has put one of his most devious henchmen in charge of the artisan world.
Bring him on. I think I smell a barbecue.
Be careful, Spyro. Toasty has many tricks up his sleeve.
No, that's one sleeve. No, one thing that they've changed. Why am I repeating part of the script and like confusing it? I don't. My commentary's like been terrible today, guys. I'm so sorry about this, but where I say it said Toasty had many tricks up his sleeve, whereas in the original it said this boss, which is actually quite interesting, really. I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing, but I'd say that they've definitely made some interesting changes in this game. In fact, I'd say most of the changes are actually for the best. I say on the whole, I'm actually a lot more impressed with Reignited Trilogy than I was Insane Trilogy. Even though I am a die-hard Crash Bandicoot fan, I always have been a die-hard Crash Bandicoot fan since the age of about 4. I was originally, I would say about 30% Spyro and 70% Crash, but since the release of Reignited Trilogy, I'm actually a a bit more close to equal with that, guys, so that's actually pretty interesting. I'll just top Sparks back up right here. Which of course in this one you actually have to chase the butterflies in order to do that. Whereas in the original you automatically obtain the butterflies if I'm not mistaken, so that wraps up the Artisans homeworld. As you may see, it's fully 100% completed. So now we will head to Peacekeepers.
Wow. I see you've been busy rescuing dragons, but you may travel to the Peacekeepers world if you like. Are you ready to go?
Okay guys, so that concludes part 2 of Let's Play Spyro Reignited Trilogy. I sure hope you all enjoyed this part as well. And of course if you enjoyed, feel free to comment, and of course if you like the video, please like it, and of course subscribe if you want to see more of this Let's Play series of Spyro Reignited Trilogy. I'll sure see you all in the Peacekeepers world in part 3 guys, so thank you so much for watching.